World Swimming's governing body finally did the right thing and banned most biological men from competing in women's events. The new gender inclusion policy restricts biological males from competing in women's events if they transitioned after age 12. Now, the spokesperson for the organization was careful to clarify, and likely much to the dismay of far-left fringe activists, this age parameter isn't meant to encourage 11-year-olds to transition, thank God, but rather put in place because the science, the actual science, not the science liberals tend to apply only when it fits the narrative, suggests it's post-puberty transition that gives these male-born athletes the competitive and unfair advantage. But this announcement by FINA has sure caused an uproar. Why women competing in women's events is now seen as controversial or defined as bigoted or transphobic is beyond me, but it's a sign of the times, I guess. Hell, I probably shouldn't be surprised half of our politicians can't or won't define what a woman is in the first place, though out of the other side of their mouths, they're preaching about women's rights and female empowerment. Correct me if I'm wrong, but preserving the integrity of women's sports and ensuring that women are given a fair and even playing field to compete sounds like a pretty good definition of female empowerment and women's rights to me. And you'd think self-proclaimed feminists like, I don't know, women's soccer star Megan Rapinoe would be all for it. But damn, there I go thinking again. That's practically illegal in woke 2022. Duh. Nope. In a recent interview, Rapinoe said she's all for trans inclusion and believes athletes should be able to play in the same arena as the gender they identify with. She also went on to defend her position of trans inclusion, saying, and I quote, "People do not know very much about it. We're missing almost everything. Frankly, I think what a lot of people know is versions of the rights talking points because they're very loud, they're very consistent, and they're relentless." Damn us right-wingers in our relentless defense of women playing women's sports. How dare we be consistent and all? Maybe it's better or at least more convenient to play fast and loose with our positions like Megan Rapinoe. Megan Rapinoe has been one of the most vocal advocates of equal pay in women's soccer, even though women's soccer as a whole is less viewed, less attended, and less lucrative than men's soccer. But still, Megan and others like her believe when it comes to a paycheck, women should have a level playing field to make money. But I guess not a level playing field to compete and reach the level of professional status it takes to make said money. And don't even try to pull the Leah Thomas farce and say male-born athletes don't have an advantage. That's like Joe Biden telling us gas is cheap and inflation is low. Come on, man. Leah Thomas's rankings bounced from 462 as a male to #1 as a female. She didn't just practice makes perfect her way all the way up that totem pole. Here's the deal, folks. I'm not anti-trans. I really couldn't care less what someone chooses to identify as or what is or isn't in their pants. I don't want to pay for it, and I don't want it pushed on children. But as far as grown adults making their own decisions about what body parts to keep, delete, or add, don't care. I generally am of the belief that as long as what you personally do with your life and body doesn't harm anyone else, go for it. But that's the thing. When it comes to men competing as women, harm is done. And I'm tired of the trans community and trans activists constantly saying we need to bow to what makes them happy or fulfilled. What about the girls who work their tails off to compete only to lose to someone who has a biological advantage? What about what makes them happy and fulfilled? Why does that matter less? Because it's not woke? Because it doesn't look as good on a t-shirt at Target? No, sorry, that's BS. And if a new open competition category needs to be created, so be it. Go for it. Most of us consistent right-wingers don't take issue with that. This argument, at least for me, isn't about degrading, delegitimizing, or excluding the trans community. It's about preserving the integrity of women's sports and ensuring that these girls don't have opportunities or accolades robbed from them. That's it. Shouldn't be controversial. And those are my final thoughts. From Nashville, God bless and take care.